Should you use porn blockers or internet filters if you're struggling with a pornography addiction? I have dozens of men that reach out to me on a weekly basis now that are asking for help because they've been struggling and they are caught up in the cycle with pornography addiction. And every single one of these men, we put them through a series of questions. We want to gauge where they are at in their journey. What steps have they proactively taken and how committed are they to actually overcoming this? They've heard me say time and time again, men, that the biggest thing that will hold men back is a lack of belief. Lack of belief within themselves. They can actually transcend this behavior, that it is not something that they're going to always need in their life. Now, out of these dozens of men that reach out to me, when I ask them, what steps have you taken? I have to tell you, at least 90% of them have told me, I've been trying to quit. I put the blockers on, I put the filters on, and I've deleted social media and all the apps off of my phone. Now, let me ask you a question. Does a guy that is putting blockers up, does a guy that has filters turned on his computer, that has given the password to his wife, is that a guy that is operating with the identity that I can be free of this? Or is that individual telling themselves that there's something in the world that I know that I want it so bad that I have to put a barrier in between myself and that thing? So to answer the question that I posed at the beginning, should you be using them as a sole source of recovery? I would say no. And in fact, I think there are very few cases and scenarios where they can actually be a tool. I think a blocker can be a tool in our arsenal. I think a filter can be one part of a successful recovery plan. But if all we've done is we've said, I have this behavior in my life, there is this thing that is constantly calling me, there's something that I am not able to abstain and stay away from, and the only thing I'm going to do for myself is I'm going to put a barrier in between myself and said thing, then psychologically you will always be struggling, because be curious about what's on the other side of that fence. For those of you that are parents, this may resonate with you. But for those of you that are young men, you may even recall this in your youth or in your childhood. But as a parent, as a father, have you ever had a child ask for something and you say, no, you cannot have them right now? Maybe you're at the grocery store and they're like, I want that box of cereal, Dad. I want that box of cereal. And you're like, no, you can't have that. We have everything from this aisle that we're going to need. That child's mind then flips on, how do I get that thing that I was just told that I can't have? I think it's a part of our human nature. I think it's a part of our psychologically wiring. When there's something that we cannot have, we crave it even more. Let's think about Genesis 2, one of the first books in the Bible. God creates Adam and Eve. He places them in the garden. He gives them things to do. He gives them roles, responsibilities. There's a purpose as to why God created man. He said, look at the garden. You can have everything that your eyes can see, except for that one tree. The minute God turns his back, instantly, that is what is calling and that is what is drawing them closer. So I think there's a lesson for the believers out there. I think there's a lesson written into the biblical text that the things that we tell ourselves we cannot have, we're going to crave and desire so much more. So should filters, should internet blockers be your source, be your way of trying to break free from this addiction? Absolutely not. I think in a small handful of cases, with the right type of individuals, paired with the right type of plan, it can be a small tool in our arsenal. But as the overarching approach, as the only thing that we're going to rely on, no, it's not going to be an effective strategy. It may be an effective strategy of keeping the pornography addiction at an arm's reach. But if we ascribe to the philosophy of rebuilt recovery, if we buy into what we preach here at the Rebuilt Man, that the only way to truly succeed for good with your pornography addiction is to become the man that is no longer addicted to pornography. Putting an internet filter up does not align with our philosophy, because that filter is going to then drive our belief system about ourselves. There's this thing that we want, but we can't have. Well, a man that is walking in freedom, a man that has transcended his addiction to pornography, doesn't want porn anymore. So the filter doesn't serve any purpose. We have to set our aim. We have to set our goal. We have to build a life that no longer wants, needs, or desires pornography. Real freedom is being able to walk into a room with pornography playing on every TV screen and you not even wanting to take a peek. Now, once again, the guy that is relying on the filter, he's reminding himself that you are still struggling with this thing. It's the same thing as counting days. It creates a psychological framing. It creates a mindset that I'm still struggling and I have to wake up today and figure out a way not to struggle. Our goals, our approach, our vision, our aim is to transcend the behavior, become the man that is no longer addicted. That requires new thought processes, new belief systems, new habits, new values, new ways of living. Now, can you use a filter in a productive way? I would say yes. We've had hundreds of men that have succeeded in doing so inside of our programs. But what these men do is they take the short-term approach of having a filter on to block it while they're doing the necessary work on their identity. And then in time, they know that they can remove the filter. I can remember when I first started bodybuilding, 2008 was the first year I stepped on stage. I had been dedicated to health and fitness for years leading up to that. I mean, I started going to the gym when I was 15. I got really serious in the summer of 2002. So by 2008, I had a decade of training. I had 5 years of very aggressive work put in on myself. But even with that first show, I knew that I yet didn't hold the discipline and willpower to not eat certain types of foods. So when I started the prep, I threw everything out of the pantry, everything out of the fridge that wasn't chicken, fish, white rice, potatoes, egg whites, or oatmeal. Everything was removed out of my home except for those foods, because I knew that I didn't have the discipline or willpower late at night to not go snack. So I just completely removed it. Now, after that first show, I went on a binge that actually put myself in some of the worst health ever. I gained 40 pounds in the matter of weeks. I ended up giving myself shingles, which is an autoimmune disease that no 26-year-old man should ever have. But I did, because I didn't develop the self-control. I just said, no, I can't have these foods. So the minute I could have them, it was all that I wanted. The same thing is going to be the case for you. If you put a blocker on your phone, if you put a blocker on your computer for the next 90 days and you succeed at going 90 days without pornography, but you don't do any identity work, you don't do any of the necessary mindset development work, you don't change your belief system about who you are, the minute you pull that filter off of your phone, you will instantly fall back. And you may not even need to remove the filter off of your phone. All you need to do is be in a scenario where you have access to the internet and the filter is not there. That's why your approach, that's why your goal has to be on, who am I becoming in this process? Real freedom is not found in going 90 days without pornography. Real freedom is found in creating the identity and walking the identity out of the man that no longer wants, needs, or desires it. That's what we mean when we say the only way to truly succeed at removing this addiction out of your life is to become the man that is no longer addicted to porn. And you will not do that if you're solely relying on an internet filter. And I do believe it can be a tool used in an overarching plan that integrates a new identity into your life. And that's why we decided to partner with Covenant Eyes. So down there in the show notes and in the description box, I'm going to put a link. If you guys are actually putting in the work and you're doing the necessary things to create your identity for yourself, grab a free trial of Covenant Eyes and see how it helps you. Because it may be the one thing that you need that's going to prevent you, because it may pop up, hey, you don't have access to these sites. And if you're doing the foundational work on yourself, it can be a great tool and resource. So we're going to give you guys a free month trial. It's going to be linked down there in the show notes. Just use code SUPERHUMAN or just click the link and it'll take you guys right to that. But maybe you don't even know what your life can look like without pornography. Maybe even struggling for a decade. Maybe you've had this as a part of your identity for so long that you can't even envision a life without it. Well, we put together a 5-part training just for you. Visit rebuiltrecovery.com/vision. And I'm gonna give you access to this free training where I walk you through the 5 steps of envisioning a life without pornography. Because within that life rests your new identity, and your new identity will be the gateway to you overcoming this addiction for good. So rebuiltrecovery.com/vision is the free training, guys, to walk you through how to create a vision for your life without pornography. But guys, you cannot rely solely on an internet blocker. It will fall short in time, and you will find yourself falling back into the same old patterns of behavior. Guys, episode 47 here. Hope you're getting value out of these. If you are, make sure to rate, review the podcast, subscribe if you're watching on the YouTube channel there. But more importantly, if there's a brother in your life that is struggling with an addiction, you know he needs help, do us the favor and him the blessing by sharing today's episode with him. But your host, Coach Frank, the Rebuilt Man, we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.